Hi folks, and welcome back to my Lies of P walkthrough. We're going to pick up where we left off with Fuego, the King's Flame. Alright, so, oh wait, real quick, I don't think it doesn't really make a difference to how anything plays out. If you run over
What do
here,
we
you
have
can
here?
find
A broken butler puppet.
uh,
I seem to remember
Punchinella,
someone on the second
which
floor.
is the
Think
puppet
it belongs to
that
him?
Vanini was
We gotta
asking
ask
about.
what happened sometime. Now's good.
And you do get some unique dialogue if you just run back to Vanini and tell him about it. But my first time through, I absolutely missed that puppet was there. And it didn't change anything that I'm aware of. So, yeah, we're just gonna run back, say hi to Vanini, let him know we found his butler.
Ah, you're back! And you found Ginella was bought? The puppets are good. I cannot. That's for the few.
Alright, that's it. Now we're gonna head back to the hotel. And I'm gonna show you a couple of things that are really important. Alright, so now that you've rescued Vanini,
If it isn't
you'll
my
find him over
savior.
here.
Glad to see you made it back in one piece. There you are, my... Without the fact... if the... While it's a grinder...
So talk to him and he's going to give you the grinder modification tool.
Then my... I just... You are... I will also... I always will...
And what this does is you can equip grindstones to your default grinder. Right now all we've got is flame.
Of course, if you ever... I always...
Talk to him.
No one's a puppet. I...
Exhaust all that. Alright, so you can come over here to Punchinella, who's been repaired. And you can buy other grindstones. He also sells cranks and some nice little equipment upgrades. Each of these specifically, all of them are better than your default one. But each of them specifically helps with one type of damage, physical damage, either slash, strike, or pierce. So it's good to have all of them because sometimes you just want a little extra defense. But then also you can buy the electric blitz grindstone.
I always...
Then you can come talk to Vanini or go to a Stargazer and change out your grindstone. Now, the elemental ones are better if you're not doing an advanced build. They just add a elemental damage to your weapon. They do not work with advanced weapons. So any weapon that already has a type of elemental damage, you cannot add or increase that. So the early ones, not so great for this build. But there are ones later on that I'm going to show you that are way better. And honestly, not having to use the elemental ones for extra damage and freeing up that for things like the increased guard or the increased stagger or the increase, well, there's also one that's really short-lived but and kind of situational, but it's a perfect guard. So instead of having to time anything, you can just hold down the guard and it automatically perfect guards any attack that comes your way. Alright, and also now we can craft Legion arms now that Vanini's back. And you can see you've got all these options. The Flamberge you will get for free automatically because of a part from Fuego, the boss we just beat. And then you can upgrade it if you so choose. but not from this one. And then the others all require a part called Legion Plug, which we do not have one yet. Now, Flamberge is pretty much my go-to. I love it for an advanced build. It's great. After that, you've got Deus Ex Machina. I've not used this one really at all, so I really don't know how good it is. I can't say. Pandemonium, I've seen other people like it. I just never cared for it. It's got the worst aspect, I think, of any of the Legion arms, in that, one, it has to be charged. Two, you have to get your enemies to stand in it. And this is a game where your enemies are extremely mobile. Getting them to stand in one place in order to deal damage to them, it's just not easy. So I don't think this is a particularly useful one. The Aegis, I'm probably going to demonstrate at some point that the Aegis sort of breaks the guard system in this game, because you can hold down L2 to bring out the Aegis and then tap L1 rapidly, and it resets your perfect guard timing whenever you hit it. So basically you can spam L1 while holding L2 and perfect guard a whole bunch of attacks. I don't know if that's a glitch or working as intended. What I do know is that fully upgraded, it's actually kind of annoying. Or, well, just at all, it can be annoying. It's not perfect, because you'll see in the screen there where it explodes when you get hit. There's a little thing that fills up that lets you know when it's going to do the explosion versus when it's just going to work as a shield. And the problem is the explosion automatically causes you to drop the shield, which in a fight where the enemy's coming at you fast, actually means the explosion will go off and then you take a bunch of hits because it automatically dropped your guard. So I don't like that, but it does lead me to think that maybe the perfect guard thing is not an accident, because it's not like you just can pull that thing up and just hold it there and spam. Like, there are things that are going to throw you off. But it is useful, especially kind of situationally. It's extremely useful against weaker enemies, against trash mode enemies. It is not that great against bosses. And then we've got Falcon Eyes. This is almost certainly going to be the next one that I get, just because of utility. Falcon Eyes is amazing. It just lets you fire off a explosive shell that attaches to an enemy, or if they are just out of range, it will just explode and deal damage that way. It is initially kind of meh, because it's a very long wind up on the attack, but then when you get to here, you get quick reload, which means that you can fire off the first shot, still has a long wind up, and then quickly tap the Legion Arm button again and fire off a second shot much more rapidly. But fully modded is when it gets crazy, because what you can do is you can now dodge, tap your Legion Arm button, and it will fire off very rapidly, and then if you tap again, you'll fire off a second one just as rapidly. So basically a fully modded Falcon Eyes is really good for just when you don't want to get in close. There's also ranged enemies and enemies later on where you're just not gonna want to deal with them, and it only takes like 2 Falcon Eye shots to just drop them. But yeah, fully modded out, you're gonna just tap dodge, then double tap your Legion Arm, and it is insane. I love it. But for now, we're going to take our 1 Legion Caliber, and we're going to put that into the Wave of Fire for Flamberge, which just increases the range on it. Flamberge is great for advance. It scales with advance. All of the Legion arms do have scaling, but aside from the ones that deal, like, the scaling only affects damage as far as I can tell. And that's it. So, really not that big of a deal. I'm gonna put that on just because. Alright, now also, let me see something. Why are we heavy? What did I put on that made me slightly heavy? So, unlike other Souls games, you'll see we're over 60%, so we're slightly heavy. Over 70 will make you very heavy. Now, very heavy means you will fat roll. Slightly heavy just means that you consume more stamina for any action you take. It's not ideal, but also, if you're slightly heavy, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Slightly heavy is not that big of a problem. What usable item did I get? So, yeah, I wouldn't worry about slightly heavy. I just let it go.
Welcome to Hotel
If you
Prague.
don't have any way to fix it, it's not going to make that big of a difference. But, having said that,
I'll use my power.
let me see.
I am I inherit. Now you are the.
Alright. So, leveling. Alright, now, here's the thing. We could pump more into advance, and we are going to. And having just said that it doesn't matter if you're slightly heavy, still, it's nice not to be. But also, and this is important, you see I put, let's see, 17. So I just put 8 points into advance, and I got 12 points of Legion. Legion is actually the bar that tells you how much, or that lets you use your Legion arm abilities. On an advanced build, Legion arms are very good. On any build, Legion arms are very good. It just depends. It just changes which ones you're going to use. Technique, the puppet string is amazing. It can let you draw an enemy to you. It'll let you deal an attack after you draw them in, or it'll let you like leap towards them and execute a really powerful move that, in my experience, if you get it off twice in rapid succession on even big mobs, will stagger them. But, so 12 for that. And then I put in 3 points to capacity for 8 point, and I get another, 9 points? So capacity actually gives you more Legion than advance, at least at this level. So, plus capacity also raises all of your defense stats. So we are going to pump capacity, because I like capacity. It's nice. But we're going to put that to 10 for now. And we're going to put 1 into vitality, because now that we've got advanced to 25, we're going to go back to putting vitality, vigor, and capacity up, and then we'll go back to advance. Because right now we're dealing pretty good damage. Or you would be dealing pretty good damage if you're following this. But enemies are going to start hitting harder. Alright. And with that done, we're going to go back to the Vanini Ironworks. And I forgot to bring my drink over to my chair. Yay! Alright, so out here and down the ladder. This is an area that drove me crazy. You see the barrels with the little thing on top? Don't hit it, don't roll into it, leave it the hell alone. It will blow up in your face. Literally. And it sucks. Also, it will screw up your lock-on, which is annoying. What you can do though, and it's kind of fun. Well, if they'll cooperate. Come on, come on, come on. One of y'all hit it. That. If you picked up the falcon eyes, you can actually just shoot that and deal like crazy damage because the explosion will still hurt them. So you'll get the damage from the falcon eyes explosion and the barrel. It's just fun. You get around here, and this dude's gonna try to ambush you because you're supposed to just run past him. And this dude up here, do not just let him hurt himself. And these are the other polearm guys I was talking about, pitchfork puppets. Just like the chimney sweep puppets, they will do a multi-hit stab attack. It hurts. I frickin' hate it. Same moveset, just a different look. Alright, so over here, around this corner, there's this dude. Watch out for that guy. If the timing's bad, those are just gonna hit you. There's not much you can do about it. I hate it, but it's kind of unavoidable. You wanna go with the pitchfork bro first. Because, like I said, they suck. Now you've got a big old pipe wrench. This is actually just kind of funny. I love the look of this weapon. Just, it makes me giggle for some reason. It's just a big wrench. Slow as hell. Eats a lot of stamina. But amusing. Oh, there it is. There's something to note about this one. If you're doing a motivity build, this one actually has an ability called Patient Smash, where you can just hold down the Fable button and it charges the attack up to 3 Fable slots. I think it's 3 max. I haven't really messed with it too much. But that charged attack is actually part of a 2-shot boss build where you combine it with a handle that gives you damage boost and then use the Patient Smash. And despite how long it takes to wind up the Patient Smash, if you know your openings well enough to actually get it off at full charge, it'll decimate a health bar. Like, it does actually like 1-shot elites and 2-shot most bosses. I've seen it demonstrated. I've not done it myself because honestly I don't like slow weapons. I prefer a tap tap tap. Got an ambush there. You want to be careful of that dude. He killed me the first time I ran into him. Alright, now up here we got another one of these dudes. Nope, bad. Now you can try to flamberge this dude. Puppets in general have really good fire resistance. These guys, specifically because they deal fire damage, have stupid good fire. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's how he always gets me. 3-hit is aggravating. Oh, and I haven't really demonstrated it. 3 of the advanced weapons all share a similar fable art, where you just tap triangle and it just gives you a status boost, so it just boosts your elemental damage. Now one of those is this one. I am doing a terrible job with this guy. I can do better. What am I doing? Oh, whiffed. Alright, so one of those is the coil stick, the electric coil. The other is the salamander dagger, and then the third one we haven't got yet, and it is probably going to wind up being my primary weapon because I love it. The acidic crystal spear, which is going to be just up here actually. But all 3 of them, you just hit triangle and it boosts your damage and your status effect generation. It is a really good ability. It's not to be undersold. It's not as fun as the active abilities, obviously, because just any ability that lets you do a cool move
Could they be
is
from
nice.
Moonlight Town? Whoa, did puppets do this?
But yeah, it is extremely effective, no doubt about that. Now, we're gonna take care of that dude. If you let him live, he will stab you in the back. We're gonna deal with this ambush. God, the arm on those guys. If you want, you can just sort of flamethrower them. You'll notice the initial damage wasn't that high. That's why I hate these guys. The initial damage on the flamberge isn't that high. Once they catch fire, that damage skyrockets. And that's because every status effect has the extra boost of increasing the damage from more of that particular type of damage. Same thing happens with shock. And acid. The thing is, and the reason why I think the flamberge is broken compared to the other Legion arms. I thought there was more here. Oh, must just be wrong. The reason I think flamberge is broken compared to the other Legion arms is that the fire damage does a dot, so it ticks health. It amplifies more fire damage, and then on top of that, you're just a steady stream of incoming fire damage from the flamberge. Just makes it brutal. Alright, now we are going to drop down here. We're going to drop down here, and your lamp will glow. And there's an item over here real quick. Maybe that's what I was thinking about up top. And then this way you're going to spawn not 1, but 2 dimensional butterflies, which are going to try to lead you into that. Honestly, if you have to get them, just go ahead and take it, because you can see that's a crescent moonstone, which is your next tier of upgrade mat. You really do want it. And climb up that ladder. Deal with it. Get off. Get off. Bad. Bad. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I can't believe I died to that. Can you tell I just got home from work? I am tired. So tired. Oh. Working night sucks. What am I doing? It's back through here. Alright, so, yeah. This is really just a good way to avoid that ambush if you have to respawn. But yeah, so let's try that again. Down there, up here. Let's just run around this corner. Deal with him. Deal with him. Stop it. Bad. Bad puppet. Bad. Woo, where you going? There. And it takes care of that. This is the bridge back to the ambush. Don't bother taking the bridge. It will collapse underneath you and drop you down where those butterflies were anyway. I know I didn't show that or point it out, but yeah, there's zero reason to do that. Now, over there is a nice, juicy little glowy thing. I'm going to tell you right now, it sucks. It's a sawtooth cog. This is what I like to refer to as bullshit central. Hear that? That would be the door closing behind you. And locking you in with a bunch of spear puppets. And throwing puppets. All I can recommend for dealing with this is maximum aggression, because then when you get over there, more of them spawn. That come through to quote classic movies, they're coming out of the goddamn walls, man! So, grab that. That is a corrosion version of this one. So you can see we've got all three of the elemental types. I actually recommend throwing on corrosion. It's the worst thing to deal with. And also the most common one for bosses and enemies to use. No, I didn't do this. I think... yeah, let's go Pierce. And we're back in slightly heavy. Not a big deal. No, like I said, you're going to come over here. Saw blade. It's just a throwing consumable. But the chest is worth going in there for. It's not the bait, but it's worth it. Alright. Now up here, we got another stalker. Now, I'm going to say this before I talk to him. I do not want to fight this dude. You do get his mask and his outfit for fighting him. He is annoying. I don't particularly want to deal with him, especially with only one heal. He's got a nice little boomstick hammer that does fire damage. You can fight him. Thankfully his weapon's fairly slow, but he's also really hard to stagger. And he's just tedious. So I'm not gonna.
Do you want to
What
go
you
up,
can
child?
do,
So the cathedral isn't.
talk
I
to
still
him.
don't know what happened. If you're determined. Are you a stalker?
and if you give the stalker's greeting,
Interesting. As for me, I have no right.
he'll just give you the key. If you do nothing, he will attack you. You will have to then beat him in order to get, or her, I guess it's a her. Yeah, it's a female voice. But then you'll have to beat them to to get the item, or to get the key to go up. And now Jimny's gonna run his mouth.
Welcome aboard the Pilgrim's Cable Railway. Now, those of you who joined us in Moonlight Town,
Jiminy Cricket, don't you ever shut up.
preparations for the Pilgrim's journey are well underway.
Seriously though, why did they use Jiminy? Like,
Fascinating. Back in the day, the
Jiminy
only way to
is
reach
a
the cathedral
Disney
was
reference.
using a
Like,
rope and pulley.
everything else
So,
here kind of
thanks for
references
building it
the
on a cliff,
original
Saint Frangelico.
Pinocchio novel by Carlo Collodi.
Frangelico, wonderful, so wonderful. Anyway,
But Jiminy
next
is
stop,
absolutely
the
a
Bridge of
Disney
Atonement. While you
creation.
atone there, don't miss a magnificent view of beautiful
Like,
Krot. It's
the
been
original
my
novel
pleasure, friends,
does have a
and
cricket in
enjoy
it
the rest
for
of your
like
journey. I've been
half
your
a
captain on
page.
this ride, Gemini.
Like,
Well,
Geppetto gets taken
not bad, huh?
and this
Oh,
cricket
I'm
comes
really
out
good
and
at
tells
this.
Pinocchio, hey, I've been
Now,
living in
let
this
Gemini be
room
your
in this
guide.
house for like 100 years.
You look annoyed.
Let me
What I
help you.
do?
I can teach you to be a good
Sure,
boy.
it's fine.
And then
Let's get a move on,
Pinocchio
pal.
throws a mallet or a hammer at this thing and just squishes the cricket.
I recognize dead puppets.
Like,
That's to be expected.
folks, that's the origin of Jiminy Cricket. Pinocchio murders him after knowing him for 5 seconds. And after listening to Jiminy run his mouth off in this game, I'm siding with the puppet. Alright, so here's your next Stargazer. And we are going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to put on my dagger, because now we're about to meet our third enemy type. These are not puppets, these are not people. They were formerly people. These are what's known as carcasses.
No
Carcasses.
idea what those things are, pal. Approach with caution.
Oh, thought I had that one. Carcasses are very weak to fire. Also, if I can get it off, I'll demonstrate something, because carcasses have a very predictable attack pattern. They also don't tend to have a lot of health. But yeah, so if you watch, every carcass is going to start by screaming at you. We're gonna go up here first. But they all start with that same thing and then a fast charge. And it's a very predictable charge swing. So if you really like get used to it, even if you miss the perfect guard, it's easy to guard. And when you really get it down and figure out the timing on it, it's a pretty easy perfect guard to then just quickly get in there with some damage afterwards. Not doing great at it, but again, I'm tired. Alright, so again, we're not going to walk across that. It's a trap. It's just going to dump you down into the little ravine underneath. Alright, now the other option for dealing with carcasses is that they really do tend to be squishy. Oop. So you can just run up on them and hit them. It's not as satisfying as getting that perfect guard, but it's just as effective. Oop. Well, if you don't just feed them the attack.
What is happening? What's their problem? Wait, their bodies are strangely altered. I don't
Really?
know
You
what's
just
going
noticed
on.
that, Jiminy?
Keep those eyes of yours open.
God. Oh. Wait, I don't remember you. Alright. I'm a dummy. He must have been over here somewhere. Alright. So. Real quick, pick that up. This is just a collectible thing. It's going to tell you about a place to pray. Then you got this. Pray you who are exhausted and injured. Comes back later. Can't do anything with it right this second. We need to do something else first. You're going to go out this side door real quick first. Nothing there. Nothing there. Sprint down here. There's no enemies here, so don't worry about it. You can find this dude.
Mercy. My name is.
I was able to use
Sorry.
He's gonna give you this. Open it real quick, look at it.
The gold can you?
He's gonna tell you about gold coin fruit, which comes back later. He's gonna give you your cube and a wish stone. Now later on you'll be able to buy wish stones from him, and there's a lot of varieties. For now, all you've got is the is a healing wish stone. Put that there. Which is just, if you watch. Oh, I
The
don't have it
people
equipped.
they claim I don't. If you can help.
Alright, I don't have it equipped. Weird. Thought it came pre-equipped. But anyway, the one you get from him is just a short-lived heal over time. Not that great, but better than nothing. Might as well use it when you need it. But yeah, so heal over time. And then later on you get better ones, but you'll have to buy those from him. Alright, now we're going to open this and we're going to find something interesting. We got a whole battlefield out here. Puppets versus carcasses. You really want to just kind of get in here in the middle of this, because the puppets are going to lose. So you really want to try to take advantage of the fight as quickly as possible. Then you want to try and get that one over here. You see the big dude with the horn looking stuff coming out of his head? Thought there was something behind me. He's much stronger. And that perfect guard stunt, really not going to work very well against him. What is effective? Well, is this. Like I said, Flame Burst just melts enemies. So you're going to pick up all those nice items. You're going to go ahead across the bridge. Pick up that one. And head through here. And here's our next stargazer. Alright, so this one ran a little long, partially because I'm sloppy and tired. But we're going to pick up next time and head through the St. Frangela Cathedral. This is a tedious area. I don't like comparing to other games, but yeah, this is Sin's Fortress through and through. So, we'll pick up next time, and I will show you the way to get through this. Till then, y'all be good to yourselves. Take it easy.